Damn. Sensitive. Alright, live on the second channel. Hello everyone on the second channel. Thanks for subscribing there. Let's just go live on the main channel. And you guys can skip forward if you want. Do whatever you normally do on the second channel. No one's really told me how they sort of consume the content there. But yeah, we're going to talk about the Steven Crowder thing. Oh wait, I got it straight away. Lovely. One sec. Put the right thumbnail. Sweet. Live chat. Up we go. Let me just promote this on some shit. Let's go for Twitter and streaming now. And let's stick this on the Discord as well. Alright, put it in the new video segment of the Discord. Join the Discord if you haven't already, by the way. And there's a private Patreon one if you're really special. That's on there as well. Alright, sorry, just updating everything. But yeah, I have this really bad thing, is I can't handle secondhand cringe. So I've really struggled to watch this. I've watched it in like small segments, but I haven't like sat down and like properly listened to it all. I just physically can't. Like, does anyone else have really bad secondhand cringe, where even if it's someone like you really hate, it's just so embarrassing that you get so embarrassed yourself just watching it? I've always had this problem even since I was younger. If someone gets embarrassed in like a TV show or something, I always get like such bad secondhand embarrassment where I literally have to skip parts. Like there's a bit of Mr. Robot in season 1, so even some of you might have watched this, where he's really horrible to this guy, and he just like completely destroys him, and not the guy's pretty innocent to be fair, but I'm just like, every time I watch him, like, skip. It's like I can't watch that. It makes me feel too bad. I think someone says empathy in the chat. Maybe it's too much empathy. Oh, thanks for joining. I've seen some people here. Hi David, Christian, Normal Guy, Trooper, Dime. But yeah, just like I can't watch it. I can't. That's why I can't watch debates in general. I just can't watch the cringe. I find it really hard. Even when I made that jank video thing, I can't watch it. Yeah, anything. Like the thing is, I have it so bad, I can't even watch like anything. You know, if some of you have been subscribed for longer, those Abby Shapiro stream videos I've made about BioShock, I literally find it so hard to watch. Like, I'm like, oh god, I find it really hard. I hate it. And like, you couldn't really, if you told me that I had to watch an hour of Ben Shapiro's like stream, like daily stream, I would find that so hard to do. It'd be like some sort of torture to me. So yeah, crazy. But yeah, secondhand cringe, I can't handle it. What's up, guys? Hey, thanks for joining. Cower with Crowder, yeah. I bask in the cringe. No, I can't handle it. Is James here? I don't know. That James. I was like, who's James? But yeah, now I remember who you're talking about. He's not here yet. We'll see if he pops out. What's up, Cav? Hey, Spooky Kitty. Hi, Blake. Thanks for joining. I got secondhand anxiety. Yeah, that's me so bad. I can't watch. And I've watched like having it playing in Twitter with like the sound in the background. I'm like, that's good enough. That's all I can watch. Yeah, I'm traumatized from watching too many right wingers. Exactly, I definitely am. Max cringe settings. No, I can't handle it. You should do a video on the Smiths lead singer and how terrible he is. Wait, is is that did he just release a new song with Churches? The Smiths, only the Smiths. Sorry, I was thinking of Robert. Is it Robert Smith? I got confused. I'm thinking about Robert Smith, who's the lead singer of The Cure, not the Smiths. Do you mean Morrissey, who got really mad about The Simpsons, make fun of him? Do I plan to make... Okay, here's my dilemma, everyone. So obviously Tuesday's not my upload day. It's my stream day. Monday and Wednesday are my upload days. I don't just want to post a video about like this because it's going to be not irrelevant, but I'm a bit late to it. Is there an angle I can talk about this from? Like, in terms of... The only angle I was thinking of was these guys constantly say they're the kings of debating. Steven Crowder had that whole thing about setting up a stand, change my mind, because he's so confident in his debate skills, or just, I don't know if he's confident being ignorant. So I don't know what the video would specifically be about. Would it be about these guys just always wanting to debate easy targets and like crushing leftist college students or liberal college students, but when there's someone they think they'll lose to, they'll just back out? I don't know if that's like a video or something. I love The Cure. Yeah, pretty good. I'm not like a massive fan, but I like them enough. Yeah, Brandon's probably right. If you like Jimmy Dore, I mean, you can like him and like me, I guess, but I super don't like Jimmy Dore. Obviously, I made a whole video about how much I don't like him in January called The Downfall of Jimmy Dore, and basically him outing himself as someone who harassed Anna Kasparian. I don't care what you think of TYT's politics or Jimmy Dore's politics and who you like better. Just the fact that he did that and then bragged about it on his own, like he outed himself on his own YouTube channel about sexually harassing a colleague. And if you don't think that's harassment, there's something wrong with you. People were telling me, I was arguing with someone on Twitter, they're saying it's a joke. And I was like, joke after, like, if you're making a joke at someone's expense based on being a creep and you've had history of making comments towards them, then it's not a joke, you being a funny comedian, you're just being a little predator. Like, I couldn't believe what I was watching. A guy literally outs himself as someone who's done sexual harassment, thinking it makes him look better. Like, Anna never brought it up, and he brings it up on his channel in front of thousands of people. Crazy. What is wrong with this guy? Cold Feet Crowder doing serious damage control. Thanks so much, King Cyrus, for the donation. Did you change your name back? Weren't you called something else for a bit? But yeah, thanks so much for the $5, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, he's doing serious damage control. All these conservatives are, because they know how embarrassing it is. Ever played Mass Effect? Only Andromeda, which I really liked actually. Does that make me a blasphemer? Yeah, he admitted to watching Sam's show. That is the most pathetic part of it, isn't it? It's like he admitted basically he monitored Majority Report to make sure that it was live before he went on with Ethan because he was so scared Sam Cedar might go on. That is just the most cowardly thing. Nico saying, this is a very good time to hop on the topic of conservatives only debating people who aren't equipped to retaliate properly. It's a tactic they've used for years. I'd imagine you handled it great. Yeah, the thing is, just because of that stupid copyright strike by fucking Forgotten Weapons, I'm just so hesitant to like make videos like this because obviously if I'm doing like a video about debate bros, I'm going to have to include videos of these debates happening. And the frustrating thing is, I guess I'm open to it anyway because there's so many videos on my channel where I use other people's clips. I could be copyright striked by so many people, but I don't know. I've just been really careful lately, and it's such a piss take as well. Like, obviously, I didn't break terms of copyright or whatever for that fucking Rhodesia video. I still got strikes for it though. But Nico, thanks for that. Actually, I'll definitely think about it tonight when I pop up a stream. Basically, the rest of my videos for this week, one was going to be about. I was just going to do a video about IDF cat girls versus US Army esports, talking about like this real dystopian recruitment shit that's been happening in the last couple of years, where these imperialist militaries are trying to get everyone to join through the most weird stuff. I actually made a really good video. Like, I'm really proud of this video I did last year about the esports stuff. So basically, I wanted to combine that with the cat girl video. I'll probably make that on Friday if I change my mind and do this tomorrow. And the thing is, sometimes I beat myself up. I'm like, why the fuck didn't you make a video on that? Like, it's really, like, as from a growth point of view for my channel, I'm like, it's a really good topic. Like, this stuff right here, this Seder, Crowder stuff. And it's like, why would you just not do it? So yeah, I probably will have to do something on it. It's too good an opportunity for like growth and stuff. I am a bit like, sometimes I think I'm so wired into what makes a good video, and then I just completely ignore like stuff that would be good. Sorry, I'm reading some more comments. Christian saying that could work as a topic, or maybe you could talk about Crowder trying to sue YouTube. They brought it up at some point in the chaos. Yeah, that'd be good as well. Crowder had a comment about Sam's sub count in his own video, but deleted it because he was getting destroyed. Yeah, a video how they pick and choose a battle. That's a good suggestion as well, Ahmed. It all fits into like this topic, doesn't it? Dormy 2'd himself. Yeah, exactly. Okay, Tilt Shift Tokyo, I'm a couple minutes behind, but the Abby Shapiro stuff is really cringe and hard to watch. That isn't just you. Oh, okay, that's good then. So, read some more comments. Yeah, Young Ripper, I can't really be bothered, to be honest. Like I said, I don't... These guys are normally pretty good for not claiming videos, but I don't want to get someone to get really petty and start claiming it and stuff. Morrissey been whiting out with fascism. Yeah, for being like really anti-Margaret Thatcher to then being like a massive reactionary. Yeah, Blake, it goes away in September, which is ages, so... Only Andromeda, that's like playing Metal Gear Survive. But the thing is, if you just play Andromeda, you appreciate it more for what it is, rather than expecting it to be Mass Effect 4. So I really liked Andromeda, like learning about all the races. The Krogan stuff was cool, like New Tachanka, whatever it's called, their little city in that desert. I liked it a lot. The gameplay was fun. Daniel saying, I think doing a video about how the Conservatives will posture as if the left doesn't want to debate, but they will cover as soon as it's an even field. Yeah, that's a good point as well, Daniel. Parker, imagine ducking tail... Sorry, just tucking tail because of a boomer sock them. Thanks so much for the donation, Parker. Appreciate it. Appreciate the $5, you and King Cyrus. Sorry, more comments. Sorry. King Cyrus, thanks so much, man. Like, you have you won like a bet or something? $10, thanks so much. Kojima, I heard if he were to make another MGS game, it would continue Phantom Pain gameplay, but it'd be centered around Liquid Snake being the main character. Do you have a source to this? It was really interesting. Taking place in the 1990s, 2003. Yeah, the interesting thing about Metal Gear is Peace Walker was meant to be Metal Gear Solid 5 for the PSP, but then they changed it. And then another game he wanted to make was about the Cobras and the boss in World War II, which I would have loved. But I haven't heard this one about Liquid Snake before. Obviously, Liquid Snake kills Miller, so that'd be super interesting. But yeah, if you got a link to that, I definitely want to read some more. So I'm just reading some more comments. My freshman year roommate spent all day in 4chan and made me watch Change My Mind videos all day. I can't even watch them. Like, I just cringe too hard. What are your thoughts on GB News? I think it's like a total joke, but it looks like shit. And I feel like it will go bankrupt because they have so many like famous personalities doing their news coverage. They must be like bankrolled by obviously like a big money. But it feels like that's not sustainable because I don't think they'll get the viewership and ad revenue and stuff. So, I finished Death Stranding last night. Awesome, Blake. What did you think? Did you like the church's song at the end? That's my favourite part. No. The end of Death Stranding is super fucking weird, but I really like the last 5 hours or so. The stuff with the stuff with Mads Mikkelsen in Death Stranding is really good. Like I think it's just that's probably the best part. But no, I really like that game. Sunshine saying Andromeda was badass. I got 100%. I don't do that often. Peace. Yeah, I really like Andromeda. Not 100% like, but yeah, solid 7 out of 10. I would have played a sequel definitely. So sorry, more comments. Peace Walk is my favourite MGS. Yeah, it is definitely one of my favourites. Just a rumour. It's still cool though. I'd like it to see it happen. My favourite piece of horror media. I really don't like horror because psychological stuff really fucks with me. I guess in terms of horror games, I really like Resident Evil 4 and 5, but people don't really consider them horror games. Like 4 is pretty creepy. 5 is not. It's a bit like visually disturbing, but not horror stuff. But I think that's it really for horror games. Metro is pretty fucking like scary as well. Dead Space as well. Why are my streams always filmed lower than my videos? I don't really understand what that means. I mean, do you mean like the angle? Like my videos is like that, but it's because in my videos I use this. So this is my camera, but I'm using a webcam. But it's a webcam you just put around. So for my videos, I'm using my nice camera, and for my streams, I'm using a webcam. And I'm also reading off a screen because I'm reading the chat. And when I'm doing videos, I'm not reading off anything. Kavernacle's neck is so sexy. Oh, thank you. I played Disco Elysium. Once they release it for Switch, I'll play it. Before then, it's not the type of game I'd probably sit down and play on my TV. I'll be your Princess Peach. Yeah. GB News is like Fox News coming to the UK. It's crazy how Coward Crowder looked in the debate and how the right pretends he won. I'm without words. Yeah, it's so stupid. More comments. Do you think the next Kojima game will be on Xbox? Apparently, Death Stranding Director's Cut is exclusive to PS5, so I'm not really sure. And considering Sony funded Kojima Studios to start with, I don't know if it ever will be, but who knows, really. So someone's mad at me. They're saying I defend revenge porn because I called out Jimmy Dore for sexually harassing his colleague Anna Kasparian. Top 3 Kojima game. Yeah, Death Stranding is underrated for sure. I also think like it works really well as a standalone game, even though it is pretty crazy. Scottish Independence, Don Donovan, I don't really know. Before the next election, who knows? Like, is it something they'll agitate for, like civil disobedience or something? 4 and 5 are not horror games. 4 is kind of horror. 5 definitely isn't. Yeah, I'm sad Andromeda got dropped. Tilt Shift Tokyo. Resident Evil 8 looks way too scary. I could not play that. Like, yeah. like Outlast style horror. I just can't do it. Sorry, someone just asked me when... Um, yeah, that's the thing. What do people think? Let me know in the comments. So you're Stephen Crowder, right? You're just about to debate Ethan Klein from H3, and you pretty much know you don't want to debate Sam Seder from the Majority Report. Sam Seder jumps on the debate, and he wants to debate you, right? What's worse, quivering, chickening out, flipping the screen so it's not even on you anymore, and then leaving really abruptly, or just actually just doing the debate? Because the thing is, if he just does the debate, no matter how badly he does, most conservatives are so brainwashed that they'll think he's done good because they're on his side, right? So surely that is the better option out of both of these. I don't know what you guys would do if you were him. I would stay and just debate, even if I really didn't want to. It's so much more embarrassing what he did than losing a debate. Yeah, King Cyrus about Miller and Liquid, but yeah, Miller trains obviously Solid Snake, and then Liquid Snake kills Miller just before Metal Gear 1. Alright, so Super Naught Tilloid somehow thinks I'm defending revenge porn. I don't even know where this is coming from. Because I said Jimmy Dore is a predator for bragging about sexually harassing his own co-worker. I don't understand. Like, Jimmy Dore is some weird libertarian reactionary, and he shouldn't be like, he's not part of the left. If you brag about sexually harassing a co-worker, it doesn't matter about politics or some shit. If you're a shitty person, I don't want anything to do with you. I really want a new Silent Hill. Yeah, but let's see what happens with that conspiracy stuff. Crowder didn't change his mind, but he sure as hell to change his diaper. Yeah, it's actually so crazy, his face when he realises. Oh my god. I don't want to play 8 because it looks like 4. It does look like 4, but it looks way scarier. I'd play another Metal Gear set in Vietnam between Free and Peace Walker. Playing Last of Us 2 so I can watch your video about how conservatives are mad about it. Awesome. I've made like a couple of videos. I'm replaying it too to make my Israel Palestine Last of Us 2 video. So I'm just on Abbey Day 2. I'm really enjoying it again. It looks really nice on the PS5 with the update. Oh, okay, you're saying people are saying that 8 isn't actually that scary, but I think it looks scary. What is all this shit? One sec. Sorry, just. Sorry. Sorry, just texting someone. Okay, people saying about my question. Doing the debate would be worse for him because it'd be a guaranteed loss. He can play it off by leaving. You're right, don't care. Yeah, maybe. I wouldn't have run. If I didn't want to debate Sam, I would have just sat there and said, I'm here to debate Ethan. Is it going to happen? Crowder was right. He put up the unedited out today. Go check it out and judge for yourself. No thanks. King's Iris, I know it's just a rumour, but the game took place in the 90s to the 2000s would be cool because I see it being a bridge to MGS4, especially Liquid and Ocelot's relationship being explored. Yeah, that would be cool actually. Troy Baker's Ocelot. Elefunk saying he can claim that he wasn't prepared if he actually did the debate. As it stands, he just looks like a big weenie for essentially just slinging insults for 15 minutes and dipping. If all you have is yelling about how you have more subs than the person you're debating, then you've already lost. Jimmy Bore, yeah, good one, Olivia. The Last of Us 2 is about Israel-Palestine. I mean, that's a big theme on it. It's clearly apparent when you go through it thinking that way. Like, the WOF are, like, clearly meant to be the IDF, I think, anyway. And, like, the Seraphites having the island, I think, is meant to be some sort of symbolism for Gaza. I'm going to make a whole video on it, so just look forward to that. I need to watch someone play Last of Us 2. Boy, get into video game streaming for us. Okay, let's see how many like old school fans I have. Who remembers me live streaming Tetris Effect and Death Stranding on this channel? Does anyone here, out of the 150 of you, remember me doing that? And you can be granted the biggest, most loyal subscriber I have. Sorry, reading some more stuff. Yeah, Matthew's saying, I just noticed the Man in the High Castle and Blade Runner posters. Are you a Philip K. Dick fan? Yeah, I really, really love, like, I really love both books, but I think Man in the High Castle is a better book than Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. I'm not like a massive fan in that I've read all his work, because I haven't, but because I really love the Blade Runner movies, and I really like the TV show, Man in the High Castle. I went to read the books afterwards. Yeah, and I really like them. I read them so quick as well. They are short books. But Man in the High Castle was a good anti-fascist book, even though Philip K. Dick went a bit off the rails before he died, just experimenting with a lot of drugs and stuff. But yeah, I highly recommend both of them. Apparently, which sucks, there's a re-edited version of Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, because the original was set in the 90s, and I think they made a version to go with the film where they changed a bit of it, especially the setting was in 2019 instead of 1992 or 3. But I really like both books, and I really like how you can see the plot to some degree of 2049 in the book as well, like what they took from it. Someone said about Notch, who I was actually going to talk about. Did you see the tweet by Notch? No, I was going to talk about him in my video the other day. Last of Us 2 was so good. Yeah, I love Last of Us 2. I'm listening to music at the moment, and it's literally going through some weird like mid-2000s stuff. So I've got "Bring Me to Life" by that stupid YouTube song, if anyone remembers it, and I got like Nickelback playing. Give us a damn chocolate orange. Yeah, I'm so sorry, everyone. I promise. I got 35k, and I'm going to the shops on Thursday, so you can see me on my next stream in Friday's video. Crown the pyramid with the 35k. But yeah, sorry about that. I don't remember video streams. Oh, sad, Marco. Where is the person who remembers the stream? Yeah, King Cyrus, did you read what I predicted for Last of Us 3 on my Medium page? I wrote like a big thing about what I wanted to see from it. Chocolate orange, here you go. Man in the High Castle blew my mind. I thought Genesis was a crazy project though. Yeah, Man in the High Castle, the show's really good. It got like basically not cancelled, but told to wrap up. It was meant to be 5 seasons, but it was only 4. But the book just like the book's interesting because it doesn't actually show a lot of the German fascism in it. It's more focused on the Japanese part. You have some of the German and Italian ones with Joe and Juliana, but yeah, no, super interesting book, super interesting world building. Like, definitely inspired me to like want to write something like that one day. But the show and the book are good, so I recommend. Sorry, I'm reading some more stuff. Dune is a great book. Dune apparently is such a mess as a book though, like really hard to read, someone said. I'm hyped for the movie just because of Denis Villeneuve and stuff. Blake, I've actually seen some conservatives say Death Stranding is about being pro-life. I'm not joking. I have seen that. Is there a newer version of that song? I have never heard that. Super Natalie, or whatever your name is, I literally do not know what you're talking about. I'm literally just saying, like, bragging about sexually harassing someone means you're a shitty person, which Jimmy Dore did. I don't know how I defended anything. I'm literally calling out one guy. Bring Me to Life. Oh yeah, but that's playing, but Nickelback was just there as well. Kavernacle chocolate orange fan cam. Adjustment Bureau. I've only seen the film. I haven't read the book. The show, yeah, Matu. The simping for Man in the High Castle by actual Nazis is really fucked up. Because obviously the message is anti-fascism, but it's also showing you an America that's both ruled by the Japanese and the Nazis, and they're all like John Smith is based and shit like that. Great show in some ways. Like John Smith and Kido are like really good characters. I also here's the best thing about Man in the High Castle. I think it's the first positive representation of actual communists I've seen in TV in my life. Like the Black Communist Rebellion, it's like black communists. They're like this rebel group. I think it's the first time I've seen communists not made out to be the villains. They're actually like the good guys, which is like an interest. And the actual real cool part of it is because they're communists in America. They're like, yeah, you know, and they're in the like more southern states. They're like, you know, the Nazis are kind of the same as the Americans. We're fighting them all, and that's like a really cool bit about them in the show. But yeah, recommend it. Okay, I'm on like some weird fucking Nickelback radio on my Apple Music. So I've got the fuck just gonna because I listened to some Linkin Park and it just sent me down like that way. Me and my friend, when we play video games, we always just stick on Linkin Park in the Alexa, because if you grew up like 2008 to like 2011 on Xbox Live and you remember all those stupid montages of like no scopes, they'd always be like Linkin Park. Yeah, King Cyrus. I think it's also like the Seraphite stuff's a message about religious extremism, isn't it? Which is like interesting. I was actually thinking about it when I was playing it. I don't know if she was immune, but she had all that food stored because she had a vision that there was going to be like a societal collapse and stuff. Oh, sorry, my comments are frozen. Oh, okay, Dem Studios. Thanks so much for the donation, $4.99. Thanks so much. Here's the 200 chocolate oranges. I appreciate the content and the perspective. Keep dunking on these gamer fascists. Thanks so much, Dem Studios. I super appreciate donations. Yeah, like the gaming stuff is fun. People like here's a fun fact today. I actually name search my stuff myself on Facebook. I don't normally name search myself, but because I don't have a Kavernacle Facebook, I thought it'd be interesting. And some of the people, like their takes about me are so ridiculous. Like they genuinely believe 2049 Blade Runner doesn't have like a climate change subtext. Like they think I'm ridiculous for saying that. There's other shit as well. It just makes me laugh. Yeah, Man in the High Castle was rushed at the end because I think it got abruptly cancelled, so they had to wrap it up. Because the ending is fucking stupid. Like I won't deny it. The actual ending of the show, not the character endings are pretty good, like for Kido and John Smith, but the actual ending is fucking dumb. Death Stranding is pro-life, that's elite. But yeah, apparently. Hey Kavernacle, hey Connery, thanks for joining. Jimmy Doyle is awful, I agree. I'm pro-death, die now. Death Stranding must be pro-life, you saved the baby. John Smith's wife at the end was based. Yeah, John Smith's wife was called Helen. What is this person talking about? I'm defending Anna Kasparian. I literally just called out Jimmy Doyle. I don't know what people are talking about. I don't care who he did it to. He's just a piece of shit for sexually harassing someone. Yeah, but Grady, she didn't sacrifice her son. The son was so brainwashed as a Nazi, he sacrificed himself. So I'm just reading some more comments. I'm gonna read a bit of the Twitter stuff I've got up today just to show you people being weird. Oh, Olivia, thanks so much for donation. What's that? Okay, I thought it was like an octopus. It's a hippo. Thanks so much, Olivia. I think Olivia is my oldest subscriber in this chat. Between Olivia and King Cyrus, I believe, are the oldest people that I recognise from ages ago. But thanks so much, Olivia. I appreciate the long time support and the $10. So kind of you. So kind of everyone who donated. I really appreciate it. Someone talking about yeah, it's me, Halo guy, big time. But I hate Linkin Park. I like them. Not loads, but like I'm listening to them right now. So, all right. So let's get into some stuff. Wait. Jimmy Dawes a lefty, Stephen Crowder. Michael is new. That's okay. Thanks for joining. All right, so let's get into some of this stuff. I've just been reading the chat for I don't know how long. Okay. So yeah, this is a funny point brought up by like Know Nothing. Is like these guys are pretending like they won't bother debating BreadTube and leftists now. Because they're so above it, but then, they literally made their whole careers, you can't argue with the leftists, but they made their whole careers, like, targeting, easy marks, like, liberal feminists, students and stuff. So it's just, like, ridiculous. They somehow hate debating. They love debating when it suits them. And I got some other things saved. Oh, yeah, so, like, I'm going to go on the subreddit in a sec, but, like, it's all basically people not melting down. I was trying to ignore it and try and paint it as something it wasn't. We get it. There's apparently a debate today. Another comment saying, sorry, I know you guys can't see this very well. One sec. Wait. Oh, what's going on here? Sorry, it's being weird. One sec. All right. I'll just read this for you. You can't see it all. Imagine watching Hatred and thinking you're morally superior over everyone. The guy is a literal arsler. Crowder is just entertainment. Only absolute blowhards think he is politically deep. It's like saying the Young Turks know something political. Neckbeards on both sides really ripping today. So, apparently people don't subscribe to Crowder for politics. No, there was a political stunt, so the lefty boos can spike the football. For acting like the celebrity kids in Ocean's 11 that didn't know how to play poker but think they had a winning hand. Lefty boos, that's a new one. I'm just curious, how did it backfire? Because all he did was make himself look like a fool. He put some guy up and hid behind him while he just flung insults while cowering behind him like a scared child. Like, you realise how ironic and hypocritical it is to call Crowder out for hiding his face while he's doing the exact same. The thing is, Crowder didn't even... You can't say Crowder came off morally superior when he literally just cut his feed straight away. So stupid. Like, conservatives are so ridiculous. So let's go into some more stuff. All right, that's the actual debate. I'll leave that for now. Tim Pool, the so-called liberal, was basically defending Crowder as well. Left and right are going to make their points defending Crowder or Sam. Who cares? I say the only real takeaway is that Ethan Klein is a master at drama grifting. You think Ethan actually thought he could handle political debate? It was obvious bait. I mean, with Stephen Crowder, I'm sure he could. So then, he's saying that Sam Seder refused to go on his show while he's booked in Steve Bannon for tomorrow. Very liberal Tim Pool. So let's go on the Stephen Crowder subreddit anyway. So let's see. So they're all basically... Okay, let's have a look. So they're basically just ignoring it a lot of the time. But then, like, here's something, Sam Seder. Okay, so now they're all basically trying to say that Sam Seder is the coward because... Not Sam Seder. Ethan Klein is the coward because he got Sam Seder on. But if Stephen Crowder was so courageous, like we were saying at the start... Why didn't he just debate him anyway? Why, like, if he's the... And think about it, like, they're twisting themselves trying to make it look like Stephen Crowder isn't cowardly for running away. Imagine if Stephen Crowder actually stayed and debated him or something. It's so stupid. I need more stuff. Subreddit for Steven Crowder. It's like breaking my brain. Okay, what's the deal with Crowder's dad? Why is he so prominent? Is it like his agent or something? Anyway, so dumb. The whole thing is just like so funny, just because it's just funny. Like, if he lost the debate, that's one thing, but I think it's just more funny that he just came across as such a fucking coward. That's the best bit, and just expose himself for who he is, just someone who will target people who maybe don't know what they're talking about as much, just so he can get an easy debate win or something. His dad essentially does the work for him. So his dad does all his bookings, basically as his agent. Oh, okay. Is that like from the acting thing? Because didn't he used to be an actor? Is he still an actor? Or is he just used to be an actor? Because he did that stupid bunny in Arthur, didn't he? What's Bunny's name? No, it's not something, I don't know. Something strange. Alright, so I'll just put more music on. Stick this on. Yeah, one sec. Read some more comments. Buster, yeah, Buster, that was it. Oh, Brain. I thought it was Buster. Brain is that. What even is Brain? Like, not a bear or something. Sorry, going on. I'm reading some more comments. Tyler, thanks so much for donation. $5. So generous of you. If you ever want to have a conversation, I'm a US Marine vet who became a socialist. I'm a sociology major and a history nut. Yeah, Tyler, something I want to do. I need to do this more. It's just my grasp on technology is really bad. I need to learn how to basically. Sorry, I think I'm a bit loud for people. Test. I need to learn how to set up stream stuff so I can just talk to people on stream. I want to do that in the future. Like, that's a goal and everything. Like, talking to different people on stream. The problem is as well is that my schedule is so like fucking bad. It's my own fault. Like, I hate doing stuff in the day, so I always end up just doing it really late at night, and it becomes really inconsistent. But for sure, man, like, there's someone else who's very similar to you, like Socialist Marine Veteran. I follow on Twitter. I forgot their name is. Rico Runs or something. You might follow him on Twitter. Definitely interesting topic to talk about, just like why people join the army and, you know, how that changes your perspective and stuff. Keto had a great story arc, one of the best. I love to hate John Smith. I wish he would have at least done something more. I like his ending because, for all these people saying he was based, he didn't deserve a redemption arc because he was such a shitty person. Just an average potato is saying, like, I don't know why gamers hate politics in their games. If you go back on my channel, if you want to watch this, they loved it so much when Ronald Reagan and Yuri Bezmenov were in the trailers for Black Ops Cold War. So they do like politics in their games, only if it like conforms to their own political beliefs, not left-wing politics. Wait, who are we talking to? Frill House. Sorry, I just love your name. So Christian saying, these guys always go after young small-time YouTubers, YouTube lefties, and feminists who don't argue that well, but when someone who actually knows how to argue tries to challenge them, they back down. Yeah, always happens. Yeah, someone also saying that Crowder was being anti-Semitic, which he was. Crowder is so incredibly like openly racist. He literally is just challenging YouTube to ban him. Like, I feel like he's trying to provoke them. The cope is strong. Yeah. The cope team is amazing. Yeah. He's afraid of Sam. He admitted to stalking his channel. Yeah, that is the funniest part as well. Just like checking his channel was live before he went on, just in case. His dad is the booking manager. Darren, not Dad. What are we talking about? Had to go off camera and call his dad. Sorry, people are talking about what he does now. Brain is a bear. Okay, is Arthur a bear? But what the hell is Buster then? Is he done any? Is that his only thing he's acted in? He's a capybara. What animal is that? Is that the weird, like, small... Where do you even find them? Like in South America, one of those small things. He played the... No, he played Buster, didn't he? I'm not great at tech either. Yeah, I'm really bad. You didn't know he was brave. That's the only thing I knew he was famous for. See you later, Christian. Thanks for joining. As Woody Allen's voice. That's very on brand for him. He played the Brain for 14 episodes. Okay, someone clear this up. Does Crowder play Buster and the Brain, or does he just play Brain in Arthur? Okay, now we're getting into Arthur talk. Failed comedian. The right wingers are all failed comedians. Arthur is an aardvark. He was Brain, apparently. I'm not even sure if Crowder's really that racist. I mean, he literally... No. When he was dressing up as, like, those racist Japanese caricatures, you have to be so racist to do that. Just the Brain. Okay. Just the Brain. We're getting it right now. He started off... Oh, yeah, the Pigpen reference, which means dirty Jew, and ended with the soulless beady eyes. Yeah, it's so crazy how racist he is. Arthurgate, yeah. Yeah, the thing is, I had this discussion with someone before. We're talking about journalists who work for, like, Fox News, Daily Mail, The Sun, and if you can work at those places and be not a racist, and my point basically is, if you are okay with making money and furthering your career in outlets which exist and make a lot of money of making the lives worse for, like, trans people, minorities and everything, then you might not personally be, like, racist, but in terms of, like, the traditional thing of, like, holding real prejudice beliefs, but you are okay enough with racism that, and you don't care about it, that you will happily make your money off places that push racism. So you're basically complicit in a racist system, and, you know, you can debate if that means you're the same. But, like, if you do this stuff, like someone saying, for money, especially if you're the one writing the articles or doing the videos, then yeah, you are racist. The right aren't funny. Never have been. Yeah, Crowder actually fled. Crowder started lashing out of racist remarks in his corner, just proved to me that right-wingers are pathetic and hateful because the world scares them. Yeah, exactly. Feels like that. Crowder promotes stereotypes. Stereotypes are dehumanizing. No, the thing of him in that Japanese caricature outfit with the teeth as well. It's literally one of the most racist things I've ever seen on YouTube. Like, so incredibly racist. Yeah, I don't know enough about Grey Zone, but there's a whole element. Like, let me know what you guys think of this. I feel like there's a whole element on... I call them the Tulsi left because they're not really leftist. They're more like weird libertarian, anti-interventionist. And I spoke about this last week in that, like, in terms of YouTubers, you have like Jimmy Dore, Kim Iverson, a couple others, and they hate American imperialism so much. They basically don't mind anyone as long as they stand up to America. And they're not anti-war in the sense that they hate violence. They're anti-war in the sense that, or anti-intervention, because they see it as American waste. And the reason Jimmy Dore has such a often far-right fan base with a lot of people is because the far-right like this stuff. Because the far-right like anti-interventionist rhetoric. Not saying being anti-interventionist makes you far right, but the reason the far right like anti-interventionism rather than being anti-war is because the far right in America think America's foreign policy is dictated by Israel and Jewish people as well, like Jewish bankers or something. So when you're attacking Syria or you're in Iraq, or if you're anywhere like this, the far right think you're doing the work of Israel, basically the Jewish conspiracy. So the reason far right people, like you see a lot of far right people defending Dore, this TOT drama, is they like that because it plays into their own narrative. The same reason people like that Scott Cawthon and not saying that he's the same as Richard Spencer, but Richard Spencer, David Duke, they like Tulsi Gabbard because she pushes this stuff, and she's also like anti-Islamicism, which helps often with their narrative and helps, like, it's all about like pipeline stuff with Jimmy Dore and like getting people like Boogaloo Boys on and saying they're anti-interventionist doesn't mean shit. Like, being anti-interventionist does not mean shit to me. If you're anti-war and you're an anti-interventionist as an extension of that, it's obvious. Like, I agree with you because you're coming from a place of anti-war, anti-violence. If you're just anti-intervention because you see it as wasting American stuff and you'd rather spend that money on other stuff, but you don't care about the violence of it all. So Tulsi Gabbard's anti-US intervention, but she's like a Modi stan. Modi, who is doing awful things to Kashmir with Indian security forces, awful laws against Muslims and stuff. Obviously, Tulsi Gabbard isn't anti-violence. She's obviously, these guys don't have much to say about Putin. And like I said on Twitter, I'm convinced if Julian Assange was a Russian journalist who exposed Russian war crimes in Syria, which there were many, and he was rotting away in Siberia, these guys wouldn't give a shit. Because they don't, and that's the thing as well, like, their take on Syria is so batshit in that they have nothing to say about the Russians. I would respect people like Jimmy Dore and the Tulsi left if they would call out all these people. Like, Russia were literally doing these insane bombing campaigns which killed loads of civilians in Syria because they were fighting for Assad. And the way, Russia is different in the sense that it doesn't really have to give a shit about public opinion. If this stuff gets exposed, it's not going to topple Putin the same way, like, if this happened under Biden, then it'd be a bigger scandal. But Russia were literally, like, carpet bombing civilian areas and stuff. They literally didn't give a shit. So if Jimmy Dore was making videos like Russian war crimes exposed and other shit on Syria, but it just seems like because Assad hates fucking America and Putin hates America and other people hate America, that they're somehow good because they're fighting against American imperialism. Why can't these people back people who are both against American imperialism but actually good progressive people as well? I wouldn't be surprised if Jimmy Dore came out with a video like simping for, like, I don't know, some of these Russian militias in like eastern Ukraine or some shit like that because they're anti-NATO, and I'm anti-NATO as well, and I'm anti-NATO because I think what NATO does is basically just what NATO has done since the end of the Cold War, when it shouldn't have been a thing, and even Bill Clinton told Russia that they should join NATO, is it just isolates Russia and makes them more aggressive, in my mind. And it really carried on this Cold War mentality. And obviously, like, it informs Russian foreign policy as well. So, yeah, the anti-imperialism, in terms of anti-US imperialism, is not enough in my mind. It's obviously a strong thing to believe in, but it has to be part of a consistent worldview that is anti-imperialism in general and anti-war. Not just, I'm anti-US imperialism and everything bad that other countries do is just, American propaganda, blah, blah, blah. And obviously, the thing is, what's frustrating about people like Jimmy Dore is there's obviously truth to that, right? Like, we are conditioned in Western countries to automatically hate North Korea. North Korea's really bad, but I mean, like, we're automatically meant to hate them. Iran, Venezuela, Cuba, other places like that. And it's clear that like a lot of Western press is also in bed with the US government and stuff, and intelligence groups. But at the same time, these guys seem to have within their frustration at this stuff, they've had their brains broken, where apparently the US is the only people doing it. And what I think it is, as someone who feels very strongly about, anti-American imperialism as well, is I think these people get so frustrated that their brains get a bit broken in that they are so mad that people aren't talking about US imperialism that they think if you ever talk about something else, that means you're just doing the work of the CIA. Like, if I talk about how bad Putin is, for example, and I focus on that, to them, why they don't focus on people like Putin or other dictators is because they think, well, these people are demonized because the US has propaganda against them. And while that is true to a certain extent, like, there's obviously insane fear-mongering about Putin, like he's the next Adolf Hitler and shit like that. But then you can't deny that this guy actually is seriously bad. But the important thing to recognize is Putin is a response to Western policies towards Russia, including, if you want to read about this, shock therapy by the IMF and World Bank to Russia in the 1990s, which was trying to rapidly privatize Russia's economy. It made it far worse than it was in the dying days of the USSR. So Putin is a response to that type of shit and to what the Americans did to this country. So it's important to recognize he's a reaction, but it's also important to recognize this guy is seriously bad. And that's where I think the nuance is lost. Like, you don't have to be like anti-Russian. You don't have to be like anti-Chinese. Like, for example, I think there's so much fear-mongering about China, and I think it's very apparent in video games with this corporation called Tencent. You guys might have heard of them because they're buying up like shares in entertainment companies, but Tencent is also like a privately traded company, and people often see Chinese corporations as they did with Japanese corporations in the 80s. It's got a lot of like Asian xenophobia. They think that back in the day, they thought Japanese corporations and now Chinese corporations are an arm of the Chinese state. Basically, these countries' corporations exist to subvert the West. And that's simply not true. And that's where people need to have nuance in that, yes, pretty much if you want a position of power in China, you've got to be in the Communist Party. That doesn't mean necessarily you are totally controlled in everything you do by the Communist Party. Like Tencent's CEO is in the Communist Party, for example. And it's also like Xi Jinping doesn't like Chinese tech billionaires, but he wants to use them for China's soft power. So while these guys might play ball, and yeah, I'm sure they like put backdoors in their technology the same way the US fucking does this stuff as well, is that you've got to remember these Chinese companies are also existing in the global capitalist system with huge investors from America, and these Western corporations are like selling their stocks and assets to Chinese companies because they want money. So the fearmonger about this stuff, like China and Russia, is like pretty batshit and stuff. But then I can say that Xi Jinping and China's like authoritarianism is bad, while at the same time not acting like the US has moral high ground on China, which I don't. So I feel like with the people with like toll cells, that's a funny one, and doormats, is basically what they can't do is have any nuance about this stuff, because if you talk about why China is bad in certain respects or Russia is bad in certain respects, it's like you're just buying into CIA propaganda, and it's the US is the real enemy. And I'm the guy who thinks that the US is like literally one of the worst countries in terms of human rights abuses that has ever existed in like the history of the world. And I'm telling you that like these Jimmy Dore people who just believe in anti-interventionists and will ally with anyone who criticizes American imperialism aren't really allies to left-wing people. I mean, the only good thing they might do is call out Israel a bit more than like some other YouTubers, but that's pretty much about it. And when the guy running the Jimmy Dore show literally just outs himself as a predator on his own channel, I mean, it's not a guy really to look up to. And a lot of these guys just like the way they simp for authoritarianism, and that's the thing with like nuanced stuff is like I think I think Cuba and Vietnam are far better off today than they were under capitalism, and under Western stooge governments. And I think like it's admirable what they've done with certain. It's admirable what they've done with their conditions and how they've operated based on their histories with embargoes and stuff. But with some of this stuff as well, it's like, all right, and here's an interesting one, right? So let's talk about the Cuba gay stuff. So Cuba obviously discriminated against gay men in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and like, sent them to these camps and stuff. And that is perfectly fine to criticize, like 100% criticize that all you want. But what the problem is that people who often criticize this stuff are actually conservatives who support Ronald Reagan. This is Ronald Reagan who let millions of gay people die from AIDS. So that's the problem. Sometimes you have this stuff is like, yeah, I'm happy to call out what Castro did to gay people. I'm also not someone who's like a simp for Ronald Reagan. And I think oftentimes that's what conservatives like to do, is try and bash lefties over the head with human rights abuses of certain regimes. Like Ben Shapiro said, if you actually are left wing, you should support the invasion of Iran because Iran treats gay people bad, and it's like that's not the way it works. Sorry, I just got a donation. So Sentinel, oh hi again, thanks so much for donation. Thanks so much for $5. Hey Tommy, big fan here. Can you make a video discussing why white supremacists flock to video games involving medieval warfare like Mordhau and such? I actually haven't seen this. Like, are you in these communities, Sentinel? Have you seen it a lot? Hi Katie, thanks for joining. Good to see you as always. How was your work? Are you coming back or are you at home? Is this guy Jimmy Dore literally read a DM where Anna was accusing him of it, and then he explained how he did it. Anyway, so yeah, like, I think if your ideology is basically you're anti-war, anti-violence, and for progressivism, I think that's a good call to have. And I think like nuance is lost on both sides. Like I've had a supposed leftist in my Discord arguing with me that Vietnam and Cuba were better off under authoritarian capitalist Western stooge governments, and I strongly disagree with that. But I'm not going to pretend like Vietnam and Cuba are total paradises. But at the same time, with Cuba specifically, you can recognize why the conditions exist there the way they do, because they're still under a fucking embargo. And people sometimes, I had this talk on a former stream. If people want that government, then they can have that government. In terms of like, in the US, you have supposed freedoms. Like you can go stand on the street corner in Texas with your assault rifle and start scream about whatever nonsense you want. But you also don't have healthcare. Healthcare is often tied to employment. The minimum wage is total garbage, and the social security or safety nets are absolutely shit. Where in somewhere where it's maybe socialist authoritarian, poor people might have access to healthcare, housing, education, jobs, and stuff like that. So sometimes in a not perfect world, you can understand why certain populations might want this stuff. And I said, to me personally, like freedom of expression, it is very important, and obviously that's being criminalised more in the UK. But if I lived in a country that was extremely poor, then I would probably, and I had a poor upbringing as well. Maybe if I even lived in this country from a poor upbringing, I'd appreciate things differently. Yeah, but in terms of Jimmy Dore and stuff like that, is that people aren't just good for being anti-imperialism and anti-intervention if it doesn't come from a place of more like progressive views and stuff. Yeah, you should be yeah. It's like the cat Blake. It's like the cat girl IDF. It's like support the IDF because it has women and it's very progressive. Support pink imperialism. So I'm just reading some more things. Wait, who's talking about the Chechen stuff? Chud's like medieval stuff. Yeah, they love the Crusades, obviously. So I'm just reading some more stuff. Alright, 1 sec. Break for the stream. I've got to go open the door for someone. 1 minute, I'll be gone. Alright. I am back. Sorry about that. Alright, let's get some comments. I'm so high I didn't realise this was live. Oh yeah, people often ask me why I delete my videos. I never delete my videos. The live streams go on the Kavernacle Extra. It's my second channel. How many chatters are American? Matu, I think most people here would be American. I like doing this. So in the chat, post... if you think you're the furthest person away watching this stream, so I'm from the UK, post where you're watching from and see who wins the most, I guess, not obscure, but most unexpected person from a country watching this. Cow has legs. I'm just like I'm just a torso who makes YouTube. Catboy Kavernacle MGS streams. Honestly, I just need to learn about technology a bit better, like capture cards and shit like that, because I literally do not understand how to stream video games through a PC. When I used to stream video games, I used to do it through the PlayStation 4, which is quite a good thing for streaming, but you can't change like how big I am on screen or change the thumbnail and stuff. Actually, I did that, Matu, I think is you who said this, wait. I would love you to do a video about the right's obsession with the occult. Well, if you're looking for a video where I talk about the Nazis loving that stuff, then I've done that. Back in January, I think it was why Nazis love Satanism and the occult, maybe? Something like that. Jaku, thanks so much for the donation. $4.99, I really, really appreciate it. A little off topic, but do you think that Starmer would step down as leader of Labour? I mean, he should have fucking already done it. Will he? That's a pretty good question. So basically, for Americans watching, Keir Starmer is like the Joe Biden of the UK. He's the leader of the Labour Party, but he's even worse than Joe Biden because Joe Biden's strategy for winning the election was if I don't really be controversial, people will just vote for me because like I was vice president under Obama. Keir Starmer's a bit like that, where he just doesn't want to be controversial, but no one knows him and no one likes him, so Labour keep tanking. Who would I want to replace him? Obviously Jeremy Corbyn. I would have voted for Rebecca Long Bailey if I could vote. I'm not a Labour Party member, so I couldn't. I don't really know, to be honest, Jukka. I don't like any of them at the moment. Jeremy Corbyn getting back. I guess just someone more like, I mean, if we have to have a more acceptable person, maybe like David Lammy or something, but I don't really agree with a lot of his politics. So if that's something like compromise, maybe. Yeah, Anna Kasparian was sexually harassed, obviously, not assaulted, but like, yeah, making people super uncomfortable by hitting on them at their workplace is like sexual harassment in my mind. Okay, that's interesting sentinel. I'll definitely look into that. I've done a video about why the alt-right loved the First Crusade, just debunking it. Alright, people saying where they're from. Massachusetts, Indiana, North Carolina, Florida, Ohio, Boston, Eastern Netherlands. You're winning at the moment. Northern Canada, Delmarva area. So Mars, okay, Mongolian, nope, that's not a place. UAC Mars base. Damn, Sweden, 2 Swedish people. Nice. So Sweden is winning because I think that's the furthest away. Guam in Florida. Brazil. Has someone said Brazil? Or are you saying Brazil? No. Let's see who else. Orange County, California. Orange County. Oh, I only recognise that because I did the video about the South Vietnamese like expat communities and stuff. Well, not expat, I guess refugee, migrant. It takes 2 computers, one for game, one for stream. What if I'm streaming PS5? What do I need for that? I'm from the UK, so Holly wins being like up really late like me. Honorless. Oh, Honorless. I was speaking about old people in the stream. You're one of my longest subscribers that I recognise in stream chats because I went back on one of my old videos and I saw one of your comments. It's from like a year and a half ago, maybe longer. Because Olivia, Red Leader, and who was the other person? King Cyrus are the people I recognised from like ages ago. Oh, that sucks, Anchor. Yeah, if you always want to get my streams, go into your settings. I think it's if you go on my channel and you press one of the bell, it will ask you if you want notifications for my videos and streams. Surprisingly, from the analytics, a lot of you seem to have them on, which is good. I think it's something like 10%, 13% of you have them on for everything, which is really good. So if you don't want to miss stuff, make sure you put that on, or you always get the notifications. But thanks for joining anyway. Sama just wants to kick. Yeah, if Sama was as good at attacking the Tories as he is at attacking the SNP and the left, then we might be getting somewhere. Hello from California. Love the channel, man. Thanks so much for saying so, Sonny. Really appreciate that. Oh, Resident Evil 8. I can't. Too scary. Too scary. Even just being chased by that big lady. La Tigre, thanks so much for the donation. Oh, awesome. Unrelated, but I love the poster for the show Vinyl on your wall. I missed that show. Love your content. Take care. Thanks so much for the donation. And yeah, Vinyl was a good show. It was first episode was directed by Martin Scorsese. It was written by Terrence Winter, who wrote like the latter episodes of Sopranos, but also wrote the whole Boardwalk Empire. Also wrote the script for The Wolf of Wall Street. So really amazing writer. Vinyl was very good. It got renewed for season 2, but because Terrence Winter quit, kind of went downhill. But I really liked it. Bobby Cannavale from Boardwalk Empire, Mr. Robot, was so good in it. But yeah, appreciate that, Latigre. I'm glad to hear some Vinyl love. I really, really liked it. I watched it twice. Watched it again recently, actually. Denmark, that's another one. Did you watch the football, St. Patrick? It was a great game for Denmark yesterday. A lot of people from Massachusetts here. You can have a Kavernacle meetup without me. Oh, you're a Mongolian person living in Germany. I am from Brazil, Noah. So that's for Australia. That's probably the furthest away. Aiden. Blake, if you're interested in the differences between British and American conservatives, I did an interview with Mike from PA. It's on my second channel, Kavernacle Extra. That's basically what we talked about. They're a lot different. They're similar in some ways, but for example, the Tories have like nationalised certain railways. Obviously, the Conservatives never doing that in the US, and also, I'd say about Conservatives in the US, they're just like mask off, like racists, where the Conservatives in the UK try and be a bit more subtle. They've recently released this shit about like one Britain. It's about to be like the shared values of the United Kingdom, and we're all progressive and for racial equality and shit like this. But it's basically like more like nationalist bullshit. But they put it into like a progressive skin, sort of. Portland, Oregon. The only thing I know about that is playing Days Gone, which is in Oregon. Congrats on 35k. Thanks so much, Colin. Appreciate it. Yeah, Red Leader, this armchair historian guy. So basically, like I saw that thumbnail for that Korean War. Is it meant to make MacArthur look like really great? He looks like a fucking like why. I want to make a video on this. Why does everyone who love history turn out to be such a right wing reactionary chud? Where like I know leftist historians are pretty prominent and shit, but like, why is just your average history fan just such a fucking idiot? It's not coming home. I mean, England looked alright today, but they could get Portugal or Germany in the next round, so. Sorry, just reading some more stuff. Not a footy person. Oh, damn. That's a shame. The Denmark stuff's been cool. Grady, I'd say the British Conservatives do hate the NHS, but not the same. Yeah, not the same way as Americans hate socialised medicine. That children's stuff was some North Korea shit. Yeah, exactly. So disgusting. Why are so many of the best political YouTubers British? Yeah, I don't really know why we're all the best. I guess like I'm the best one out there. But I'm like British Irish, so maybe it's a bit different. Who else is a good British YouTuber? Armchair historian is a history buff, which means he loves Nazi tanks but won't talk about the other stuff. But I fucking cannot stand people who like love historical recreation but are like obsessed with the Confederates or like the Nazis and act like they don't like that shit. It's just so fucking embarrassing, and it's obviously like I'm super like suspect of you if you like that shit. Even in the gun community, I wanted to make a fucking video on about the gun community and like reactionaries and shit, but thanks to fucking Ian from Forgotten Weapons striking my channel, I guess I'm never fucking doing that video. Racists love history because they've been fed a Western perspective of history for too long. It just feels it confirms what they believe. Yeah, well, so many of my videos about like far right people loving history, like you know, Battle of Thermopylae, World War II shit about the Soviets, or you know, the Soviets being like these Asiatic hordes. It's really really common. But I don't know really. The thing is, like I fucking love history. Like obviously my degree was in history, and even like when I did my master's in international relations, it was mainly focused on my history stuff as well. Like my thesis was on like the first Gulf War, and I super love this stuff. But what I don't understand, this is what it is really. If you do in depth study of history and historiography, you both realize how fucked up the world is for one thing, and how like a lot of your rights were both won by leftists, and how leftists traditionally have been treated like absolute shit by the West in general, and how shit colonialism was, and just like unbelievable, like when you study history at a higher level, like obviously you know I said in my degree and masters and shit, it's just like the shit you read is unbelievable. Like I can't believe these historical figures, whether it's like Cecil Rhodes or Winston Churchill, I can't believe we've fed this narrative about them being good. And there's loads of other crap. Like, I'm trying to think, what's the worst thing I've read? What's the worst? I'm trying to think, what's the most sickening, worst thing I've read about Western history? It's probably like letting every neo fucking not even neo, letting all the Nazis off for World War Two, and the Greek stuff is really fucking shit. Like basically the people who did the Holocaust in Greece were put into the new government and military by the West, and I think as a percentage of Jewish people, I think the most Jews were killed in Greece was like 99% or something, compared to like Albania or Bulgaria. I think Albania was the only country where the Jewish population got bigger, or was that Bulgaria? It's one of them. Anyway, just sick shit like that. Malaya Emergency is one really fucked up one as well. Vietnam War is probably the worst, actually. I think the Vietnam War is the worst because it's just so much worse than people realise, and it's already depicted as really bad. I've made videos talking about like it's the worst imperialist war of all time because I genuinely think it is. Like it's just real sickening shit, and the fact that the US isn't viewed like the Nazis for that, it just shows you how powerful Western history and Western media is. In that, it's literally like a genocide in Vietnam, done in front of the world cameras, but still skewered to make it seem like it's a war for freedom. Literally butchered these people. Targeted civilian areas like it was World War Two, sprayed chemicals and defoliant over the whole of Indochina in general, like Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, just landmines everywhere. Like it's just insanity. I think the Korean War is like some of the worst shit that is never talked about. Like the bombing of North Korea throughout the war. I think that's something that is never spoke about. But that's what I mean. If you study history in detail, you also get the nuance as well. Like I need to share this source. There's a website that has all basically the communications transcripts, letters you can read of the communist bloc in the Cold War. It's really interesting. President of Poland and Ho Chi Minh, President of Poland Kim Il Sung, German Chancellor or like whoever the leader was in East Germany. Interesting stuff, and that just gives you the nuance as well. So in terms of like why so many far right mask off fascists love history, it's they don't love history because that means also studying historiography, which is about who writes history and the historical academic debates. Like revisionist historians on Vietnam is a big one, versus orthodox historians. And revisionist historians are basically these right wingers who try to rehabilitate the Vietnam War and make the case that it could have been won, whatever that looks like. Where orthodox are the more like people who just report it as it was, basically. But that goes for a lot of things. Like, in World War One, you had like this lost cause shit as well about Germany could have won the war if the leaders only stuck with it. That's like part of the history that was written about that war. Historiography about the Soviet Union, World War Two. A lot of the Western stuff was written by Wehrmacht generals and stuff. So yeah, history's very complicated, and I think if you actually study it, it makes you more progressive and left-leaning. But these guys have a surface love of history. It's like, and it's also like the aesthetics of history. So why so many people like Rhodesia is the aesthetics of these short shorts, these guns, the Rhodesian foul, these like vests. It's like fighting in the African jungle. How awesome, with like these cool weapons. I think that's part of it. And then thinking you're informed, just knowing this stuff, but not realizing. And I think the less you study history, but if you're passionate about history but haven't studied it properly, it makes you so susceptible to reactionary, right-wing, revisionist historical narratives, which can slowly make you more right-wing and make you like discard a lot of shit. Like if you love history, you know about like, Islamic empires weren't like backwards compared to the West or something. It's like the Islamic empires that translated all the Greek works that we revere today, and only because they let some Christian priests come over and translate them into Latin, we could even fucking know about like Aristotle and stuff today in these countries. So but then if you get fed, Cold War shit about communism, or neolib or neocon shit about war on terror. It can make you a fucking reactionary. So that's why people love these stupid history channels that will tell you what happened, but it's pretty much just based on a Wikipedia article. And while Wikipedia has its value, I'm guessing that these history channels don't go through the sources at the bottom and look up if they're legit or not. Yeah, Blake saying fascism is about glorifying the past, a sort of, this past and stuff. Olivia, I remember watching the Gulf War as a kid, yeah, and obviously I wasn't alive then, but the dissertation was interesting because I was analysing the New York Times' coverage of the Gulf War and how it painted it as like another World War II, and Saddam Hussein was Hitler and stuff. Sorry, I was reading some comments, I missed some stuff. Get some sleep, it's 3:30. No, I'm probably staying up for another couple of hours anyway. A big Hearts of Iron guy. Yeah, it's all these weird video game people, isn't it? Alright, see you later, Marco. History buffs are not the same as historians, yeah. None of the British YouTubers have rights. My favourite British YouTuber who might have rights, I don't know. I don't watch many YouTubers. Brew Ian, yeah, fuck him. Gun community and their obsession with Wehrmacht shit, yeah, and Roadie Boo shit as well. So I'm reading some more stuff. The alternate historian posted comments on the Sargon videos, so I assume he's pretty reactionary. Damn. Yeah, that's a good indicator. Yeah, the Greek politics and Greek history from like 1914 to like 60, even to like the 1980s is just really wild, and it's pretty fucked up as well. Yang's tanking fast. Yeah, it's funny. That comment on mental health was so fucking disgusting. What is wrong with this guy? My dad got Agent Orange from Vietnam. Yeah, Olivia, that is obviously really, really awful. But that's also like part of it, isn't it? It's like Vietnam isn't just like Nazi shit for what the Americans did. It's that they conscripted Americans to go do this shit for one thing, and also poisoned Americans. They sprayed Agent Orange in areas where American servicemen were operating, and obviously I don't know your dad's situation now, but loads of people came back with awful illnesses that they couldn't explain, loads of bad conditions, and of course the deformity in deformities that still occur in Vietnam in babies that are born. So, I think Vietnam is genocide. If you're spraying chemicals on farmland and forests and just trying to completely destroy a way of life of these people, I don't know how that doesn't constitute genocide while focusing on bombing civilian areas, like carpet bombing. More bombs dropped in North Vietnam and the whole bombs dropped in World War II. It's not like they were just bombing, I don't know, factories or something. They love the short shorts. Yeah, they do. They do for some reason. They love the short shorts that the Rhodesian army wore. Yeah, it could. Ron's saying, yeah, it could be also like a violent thing. Like they're interested in the war side more. And I like, I love wars. Actually, I'm gonna pull out. So like, I have this book. I've had this for years. I found it again just looking through my stuff. It's called Weapons, and it's funny because my girlfriend gave me her uncle's knives for when he was in the Territorial Army. And I was like, oh shit, I recognise that knife. And I just whipped out the book, and it was like a British Army knife in the 1980s, because I have his book. So like, it's all about like weapons. And this is why I'm so pissed off at Forgotten Weapons. Ian turned out to be such a dick to me, because I actually really like his channel. Because I love the history of weapons. I just love history. I was at history degree. I love the history of all this stuff. And I love the history of like warfare and wars and everything. But then I can understand how that can make you like a bit of a chud as well, because you're just focused on the violent side. So when you see, and I used to be like this when I was a kid, I used to enjoy getting up in the news and watching war stuff, because when I was younger, I used to get up, watch Afghanistan and Iraq. I also got up to watch like Lebanon and Israel, because I just love history and I loved war. Like I love learning about war. So I was like, oh, this is real war, like on TV. I guess it's kind of fucked up media thing as well. I'm just flicking through his book now. But yeah, like, I can understand why people love all this stuff, but then it just gets kind of weird when you get obsessed. Also, here's a funny thing. I said I name searched myself on Facebook for the first time because I don't have a Facebook account for the Kavernacle. So out of context, they were spreading this thing where I said the FAL only racists like it, because someone said, I said in the video that it's funny the AK-47 is the gun of the revolutionary, where the FAL is the gun of the imperialist. And then someone was like, bro, you did not just call a gun racist. And as a joke, I was like, if you like the FAL, you are a racist. And then that was just being shared loads on Facebook. And it's because these guys are like, you know, are these massive reactionaries. I'm trying to find the knife I was talking about in this thing. But yeah, like, I love gun stuff. I've never even held a gun. I've never fired a gun. I've never been near a gun. I haven't even seen a gun outside of a museum. But then I guess these guys, they like to cosplay and own all this shit, don't they? Okay, I can't really find it. But yeah, I love shit like this. But then I totally understand how, you know, I'm talking about when I used to get up as a kid and watch war on TV. I can totally understand how people then become weird right-wingers who want war because they find it so interesting. Reading some more stuff, sorry. Someone tagged me. Yeah, understanding the significance of the event, which the right doesn't like to understand a lot of time. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Douglas, that's not a bad idea, actually. Ignoring about, you know, how many soldiers in Greece were gay. I did make a video about the leader of Hitler's brown shirts, who actually admired the Spartans and the Thebians for being gay, thinking like it was like this hyper masculine like warrior cult. That's how gay people could be accepted and useful to the Nazis, he thought. Yeah, Red Leader, didn't he, what was he saying the other day? Didn't he mix two things together to show the Vietnamese were treating US prisoners of war a lot worse than they would? The thing about their obsession with Vikings as well is Vikings also were accepting of being gay, but with a lot of caveats. But still, not something they probably want to know. Why are you talking about Frankie on PC? That's such a throwback. Isn't that a guy he just... I remember I used to watch him years ago, and then he just, like left, and he never came back. Yang Gang on Suicide Watch. Oh, wait, is the New York election tonight? How's he doing? Yeah, entitled ableist, yeah, awful. No, Matu, Golden Dawn was the third biggest party, but it's banned now. And all the leaders have been arrested or fled. Yeah, I've heard of Smedley Butler. I wanted to read his book, but he was involved in all those crazy wars in South America for like bananas and like imperialism, basically. And then they wanted him to lead the coup against Eisenhower. If you love history so much, why don't you marry it? DayZ videos was sick. Yeah, back in the day. Fourth place, nice. So wasn't Yang one of the favourites? Oh, someone's asked me, weren't the Vikings polyamorous? Um, Basically, how being gay worked in Viking culture was you were allowed to be gay, but you couldn't neglect your wife for gay sex, and also if you were like a man of standing, you could only be the person to penetrate. You couldn't be penetrated. It was all about being like the dominant person. So why they didn't care about gay sex, for example. If you were like this warrior and you had it done to you, that's seen as like shameful and you could be an outcast. So a lot of the time they would do it with their servants and slaves instead. And also, apparently, there's been recorded cases of women going to like the Jarls and stuff and getting divorces because the men became so obsessed with their like male partners instead. It's complicated. It's that like yeah, it wasn't just like some sort of like gay utopia like or more normalized like it was in like ancient Greece or something, but it was like acceptable to a degree to them. And I think it also shows a lot how much Christianity has a role in playing in homophobia. Bridget Cooney saying, my grandfather tried to adopt the Vietnamese orphan while serving. His wife was enthusiastic. Paperwork was done. Then the orphanage got bombed. Damn, that got dark pretty quick. That's so awful. I'm sure that is not an isolated incident. Good on your grandfather for trying to do that. But yeah, awful ending to that story. Also, like, kind of weird period. But thanks so much for the donation, Bridget. I really appreciate the $5. Really, really nice of you. Really appreciate that. But yeah, that sucks for what happened. I have 3 guns. What's your favourite? Do you have the FAL or do you have the AK-47? Sorry, I'm just... Oh, there we go. Have I got rid of them? So I'm just on the chat right now. All right, there we go. Guns are dumb. I mean, I don't own one, so you don't see guns in the UK. My friend has one, but it's like you have to have so many background checks and have it like locked up and everything. Sorry, I deleted that ganja guy. Yeah, basically they just propped up fascist dictatorships, or like, you know, the first time I learned about it was in Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. Holly, bonobos have loads of gay relationships. It's also a matriarchal society as well. Bonobos are like a species of chimp. They look way more human though. I also those are my favorite animals. Bonobos, chimps, and gorillas favorite animals. Bonobos just look so creepily human, especially with their really straight legs when they stand on 2 feet. Did anyone see that bear walking around on 2 feet like a human the other day? That was crazy. Yeah, Ultimate Gamer, all my streams are archived on the second channel, Kavernacle Extra. Hopefully it'll be uploaded by tomorrow. I mean, come on. Come on, people, watch the video. I say this in every video. Kavernacle Extra, stream archive. Stream archive. Let's all remember that. It's in every video, and I link it in every video. I know some of you skip that, but now we know. Well, I guess people are just finding this and they recommended. An AUG, a 9mm, and an AR-15. Damn, why do you need a AUG and an AR-15? Don't they serve the same purpose? I know, isn't AUG more of like a battle rifle? If I was American, I'd own a gun. But yeah, generally living in a gun-free country, I don't really want them here, but I can see why people like them. You see, Blake lives in the mountains and sees lots of bears walking around like humans. Yeah, it is pretty crazy. This bear like had a really flat stomach as well, so it looked like a man in a bear costume. Um, I always had my arm in archery. Yeah. So do you own a bow, Olivia? I fired a crossbow for the first time like a month ago. It's pretty cool. I've never ever fired something like that. Um, Getting the accuracy right is really hard on a crossbow though, just because you've got the tension on the string. Like this was a obviously like it's like a you have to pull it back like I'm some sort of medieval archer or something. If I was a American girl, I would carry a gun, for sure. Okay, AUG is just an Aussie AR. This is not the AUG. That's the bullpup design. Oh, is that? Am I thinking of the wrong gun? The one that's always in like COD Cold War. Yeah, America obviously needs gun reform laws. I don't know. I feel like it's gotten so out of control in America. Like, I'm not totally against owning guns, but just how violent America is as a country is just like insane. Like the violence. And do you guys not? I know it's probably like normal, but I would be seriously scared in like open carry states of like getting into a confrontation after a car accident, and also like it's way easier to get your license in America, and you could be way younger. I'd be so terrified of getting into a confrontation in a car accident and then someone pulling a gun or something. You're going gun shopping tomorrow. It is pretty crazy. Like America is like a different world. Even like American like supermarkets, like the options and variety you have are just so insane. I think it's just like it's such an indictment of like capitalism in general. It's like pick at like from 30 different flavors of Monster Energy, but don't have healthcare. Like monster or bear taking a bath in the zoo like a guy in a costume. Yeah, bears are cool. They remind me of gorillas weirdly. I think gorillas are like the most human animals. Chimps are just while they do show a lot of traits of being human, I think they're just a bit too aggressive. Where gorillas are quite peaceful, and so are bonobos to an extent. Gorillas also don't eat other animals, where chimps and bonobos will eat other animals. But yeah, interesting. Chimps and bonobos were basically separated by a river like 4 million years ago, and they both developed separately. So that's why they look so different. Oh, okay, Rye shot an 1861 Colt. I'd love to try a gun once. Oh, okay. My cousin carries a pistol in a bag to shoot rattlesnakes. Wow, America's so mad. Yeah, Katie says I wouldn't be able to live myself if I killed someone. That's a fair enough point. I don't know if I would either. You can own a gun before you can vote in Arizona. That is crazy. My girlfriends do carry guns. Everyone has guns here. People ride motorcycles with guns strapped to their hips, like Mad Max or something. I hear guns every. Yeah, that is the maddest thing. Someone said I hear guns every day. I can't imagine. I've heard gunshots when they're culling the deer in the park near me. That's the only time I hear gunshots. That'd be pretty mad. Just hearing gunshots and be like, oh, someone's like shot at each other. I've seen road rage cases pull out guns at stoplights in Las Vegas. Yeah, that's what I'd be fucking terrified of. Like just getting into a heated confrontation when someone just whips out a gun. Damn. C bowed. What was the event? I was at an event literally on Saturday, and about 9 shot, 1 dead. Shit, man, that is actually so crazy. Yeah, Gia, when did you see all those like potato pyramids during COVID because they couldn't sell them? So to not devalue the price by giving them away or putting them on the market, they just let them rot in massive piles. So crazy. Yeah, bears look bears are so ugly when they don't have hair. Really, we trade free childcare and good jobs for 5 types of toothpaste. Yeah, exactly. Like my girlfriend's been to America, I haven't been, and she was just saying like Walmart is just insane. And like we're walking in the UK, and you think like there's a lot of options, but like when you see American like sweet pages on Instagram or like drinks, and you see these American shops and you see all the choices, it's like, number one, why is there so many? Number two, who the fuck buys it all this shit? Like, who is buying the varieties? Like, why are there so many different forms? Is it like a regional thing? Zoe, I stream on Tuesday and Thursday, pretty much exclusively. Basically, what's going to happen is I'm hopefully going to stream on Thursday, but I need to make a video because I need to make 2 videos before I go away. I'm going on a road trip around Scotland. Next Friday I start, but I'm going to have the traditional 3 videos up. So the streaming actually might be quite irregular until the middle of July, but I'm going to do, obviously just done today, I'm going to do Thursday, and I'm going to do next Tuesday for sure. Other than that, it's going to be a bit irregular while I'm away. I might do 1 stream while I'm away. Oh shit, I just realised I got a fucking massive hole in my jumper. No, I like this jumper. Damn. Thank you, stream, for showing me I've got a massive hole in my jumper. I hear guns all the time. 2 murders within 2 blocks of my house. 1 gun, 1 knife to... Damn. This is it's so crazy. Like, I just couldn't imagine that. Katie hears a lot. Oh, shit. Like, this is so crazy. This is why I kind of don't want guns as well. Guns are cool, but I'd rather have quality healthcare. Yeah. Gunshots every single night. That is so mad. I can't even believe, like, how much you have to normalize shit like that to actually be okay with that stuff. So I'm just reading some more comments. What are people talking about? Someone saying Fred Hampton is a coward or something? I love these streams. Thanks. How long are we streaming for? I don't know how long we're streaming for. Nearly 2 hours, I think. Wait, so is everyone in the chat like living in the same part of America or something? Yeah, if you want to chat more, you can join the Discord, which has been growing steadily lately. All that stuff's in the description. Sorry. Firing range. Yeah, it's just America is just like different. It's weird. Like England is quite similar, but like in general is very different from America. But yeah, like I can't really imagine it, to be honest. I'd be pretty on edge. I'd be on edge even just going to America. Discord, yeah, Discord is another app. It's like a chat room server. I'm on it a fair bit, but there's a lot of regulars in there. I'm looking at them talking right now, but there's like different channels, different things. So you got like the gaming one. Yeah, I'll pull it up actually for everyone. So this is Discord. This is my one. And just see you guys can see it, all right? Yeah. So this is my. Oh wait, zoom out. Actually, wait. Zoom in more like. All right, so this is Discord. So on the side, you got the chat room stuff. So general chat. And you got like other stuff. Yeah, and so you just join and you can talk, and you can message me directly on here as well. But you can do that with anything really, Instagram and Twitter. So yeah, different segments, and then if you're a patron, you should have the link to the patron only chat, which is slowly growing. I think we're getting a bit better because it has been a bit dead for a while. But yeah, I think we're getting better finally. One second, we'll get this back up. And this guy. I don't recommend going to America. Big shithole vibes. I mean, I want to go to New York. Maybe Seattle as well. So, Bridget's saying, every holiday people shoot in the air. You say inside just in case. Yeah, I've heard so many horror stories about that. The English culture got their kicks instead going to Africa to kill elephants and humans. I mean, America probably did that in America before they owned it all, I'm guessing. So, I'll join the Discord. I'm so old. Yeah, Katie, I never used Discord until January of this year, so I wouldn't feel too bad. So yeah, I just want to go to a couple places in America. I just want to try the food and go to the shops and buy loads of fucking shit. I literally spent like $100 getting like Monster Energy or something. Yeah, Tyler, we talked about Crowder earlier. Hopefully I'm gonna post this on the Kavernacle Extra tonight, but we'll see. Seattle is kind of trash. I want to go because of The Last of Us and Infamous. And the weather looks kind of like up my alley because it's very cold and wet a lot of the time. I've never touched drugs and I probably never will, but yeah, people can do it in front of me all they want. Just for me, like I'm actually gone on a really interesting subreddit called Leaves, and it's about people who are trying to stop smoking weed, and it's really interesting because I feel like obviously the criticism of like marijuana and stuff has largely just been done by weird like Christian fundamentalists or just general Christians, but I feel like that's created a culture where it's just promoted to you like it's just like a cure for everything, and it's really, really positive. Like I feel like growing up for me, especially in England, I've never heard a bad word about it, even though obviously it's criminalised here still, but not really. Like it is technically, but you're not going to get arrested for a joint or something. But yeah, it's just like interesting, obviously, in terms of like it is good as a treatment, but then these people on the subreddit, like one guy, it's kind of scary. He was like, I've literally lost like 20 years of my life because I've smoked every day since I was 16, and it's all just a fog. Like I can't remember anything, and it's a very interesting like subreddit. Like obviously I know loads of people who do it, and loads of people who do it without any problems. But just seeing the other end of the spectrum, where these people are talking about like it as an addiction, which is really interesting because obviously people like to say it's not addictive, but it's probably technically what's in it isn't addictive, but the feeling it gives you is obviously addictive. So it's yeah, really, really interesting. Like if a Vice journalist is watching this stream, which I highly doubt, there's your next idea. It's a very interesting world of just people who just really want to get off it and stop doing it, and some of them just say their life's been ruined by it, which is just something you never hear. But of course it's like when you think about it, really, it's like of course that happens. Like alcohol, cigarettes, even like junk food, like it can easily ruin your life. I think the problem for me in terms of like I don't like being around people who do it because I feel like your brain goes to mush a bit quicker than having a drink. I don't drink much anyway, like I barely drink. But I'm around people who do it, and just the conversations you have to listen to, it's like, oh my God, just just please go away and never talk to me. Like it must be fun for the people doing it together. But when people doing it and they're trying to talk to me on it, I'm just like, you stink for one thing, because I hate the smell. And like I've had people like drooling, falling asleep, just being really zoned out. It's just not fun at all. Whereas you get like that when you drink after a certain point. But I mean, drinking's a bit more like sociable for me in terms of like you can have a couple and get that buzz and be all right. Whereas when I've been around people having a couple of joints, like they get to the point where they start becoming really annoying and not fun to be around a lot quicker. Maybe that's just my personal experience. So I'm all for the legalization, totally, like decriminalization, drugs in general. It's just not something I'd ever do because I don't know. I don't like putting shit in my body anyway, like anything to like numb me or dull my senses and stuff. But that's just something. Yeah, me and my girlfriend are pretty similar in that regard. We just really don't want to do it, but not from a place of like weird conservative fear mongering. Just like the only reason I'd try it is if I had really bad like joint pains or something where you kind of need that relief. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting topic. What is the best way to debate a conservative? I don't know. you tell me. I mean, yeah, if you got to choose between drinking and smoking weed, I think smoking weed's a lot better. So I'm just reading some comments now. Yeah, Tahaka, you're allowed to like the 300 soundtrack. When I want to go to America, mainly New York, because I love Mr. Robot and like New York TV shows. Some parts of LA as well, I'd love. Food is good. Yeah, I do want to try the food. Don't you work in farmer reporting? I used to. I don't. YouTube's my job now. Not. I quit like in December. Weed makes you slow and stupid, but I still like it. That's fair enough. It's a lot less deadly than alcohol. Yeah, that's fair enough. I feel like it's promoted on social media. I'm not talking about like the government are promoting it. There's definitely not enough info about the bad effects. Yeah, I agree. Dependency. Yeah, I agree. It's addictive. It just won't make you physically sick to quit. Yeah, that's a fair point as well. Mentally addictive. PCP saying I smoked every day for 4 years and became sober this year. On month 5 now, my life has improved considerably. It's absolutely psychologically addictive, especially if it used as a coping mechanism. Well done for that, by the way. Getting off it. Yeah, like, I mean, like it numbs you, which is like, or like makes things, you know, easier to cope with and stuff, relaxes you. But yeah, at the same, if you use it as a crutch, like with anything, it's just bad for your life. It's just, you know, how addiction really forms. It can be anything from video games to like junk food, but alcohol is really, really bad. I stick to soda mostly. I do love 1 pint every now and then, like 2 or 3 a year. I haven't gotten drunk since probably my 24th birthday, so that's like a year and a half. I did drink a fair bit on May bank holiday because I was at a barbecue and I had to play football the next day. The thing is, I felt sick not because I was drunk, but because I drank Monster Energy with like spirits. I didn't drink that much, but the next day my stomach just hurt so bad. But then I had to play football and it was so hot and I just felt like total shit. We still won though. I scored like 4 goals, but then I was just like dying after like the first 10 minutes. Mike, they do know how to moderate, but like in terms of moderate, like they're not addicted to it. But yeah, they're not like great at like, I don't know, respect, thinking like they're in other people's company who aren't doing it. Basically, definitely true. Helps me sleep my back. Yeah, I'm not Kitty. I'm not saying it's 100% bad or even bad. And my uncle has, I forgot what he has. He has really bad some sort of joint thing, and he does it a lot, and it really helps him. So I'm definitely not saying it doesn't have its values. Alcohol makes you an idiot way more than weed. I mean, I guess that's true. In terms of the one thing I agree generally with Islam as a religion is banning alcohol. Just makes the world a better place, really. But you can't stop people from doing it, really. I can't drink. It makes me so sick. I'm not a big drinker. Like, I hate beer. Spirits with like soda or energy drinks. I can do. Come to Pittsburgh. We have cool labor history stuff. Yeah, I mean, loads of places in America do. It's just amazing when you read about the communist shit in like the 1870s in America. It's pretty wild compared to like what it is like today. Have you had Russian food? No, I don't think I've had any Eastern European food. I love Lebanese food, and Chinese food. Olivia, I smoked a lot of weed and graduated college with honours, but it put me in hospital for a week about 2 years ago because I was having hallucinations and smoking too much. Damn. Yeah, like so. Obviously, it didn't affect like your capacity to like work and stuff, but yeah, that's a shitty side effect. I think Boston would be boring for someone from the UK. I mean, I wouldn't be bored anyway. I could go look at all the American Revolution history or something. Um, yeah, everyone's saying congrats for getting clean. Yeah, obviously I share the sentiment as well. It's obviously a big deal. The UK has all the same. No, Red Man, it doesn't. It doesn't. You're a liar. The UK has all the same flavours as US and Monster. We don't have all the iced tea anymore. We used to have some of them. We don't have the watermelon sugar-free one. I was actually talking about people on stream about this. We've just got the ginger beer and the Fiesta one, which I can't fucking find anywhere. We definitely don't have the same ones. They have so many more than us. The pineapple sugar-free one we don't have. There's loads. That's good, Tyler. I'm an alcoholic. It's hard for me not to get drunk every night. Right now, I'm sober though. Yeah, it's just like with addiction, it's just you can't beat yourself too up too badly. Obviously, you just got to try. But yeah, it sucks. I know people alcoholics and addicted to drugs and stuff. Cannabis induced psychosis. That's scary. I have heard that before. I dab. We all dab. I vape, but I also have had AIDS for 30 years and complex PTSD. Yeah, no, Grady, that's good. Like I said, I have family who have medical problems and do it a lot, which is totally a good thing. When I was having bad migraine stuff, I also looked into doing it as well. But most people said don't do it because you might be having some sort of anxiety triggered migraines and you don't want to start doing that. Whiskey tastes awful. Yeah, whiskey's disgusting. Literally cannot touch it. Tequila I can drink without the salt or anything. I don't know why people do that. Is it just for the taste? It tastes right on its own. So I'm just reading some more stuff. Piss on Paul Revere. Piss on their grave, the founding fathers. So I'm just reading some more comments. Oh yeah, Garo, you missed pretty much everything. Yeah, it can make migraines, but exactly that's why I never did it. Drink tequila straight. Yeah, because I hadn't had it before, and then my brother bought it for me, and they like had the lemon and whatever, or the lime and the salt ready, and then I just drank it, and I was like, yeah, I'm such a hard man, I don't need that, and I was just like, it's not that sour. Maybe I got good tolerance for like sour stuff. I don't know, or is it meant to be sour? I don't even know what it's meant to taste like. I like peach schnapps. That's one spirit I do like a lot. I actually had that. Where did I go? When I was watching the England game on Friday, actually, I had some. Yeah, right. That does sound cool. American history is. I do really like it. Obviously, I've done loads of my education on it. I've become more interested in other sorts of history now, though, like ancient England, Rome, Greece, Egypt, and all that shit. Yeah, sugar with the funniest thing I ever did was on my 22nd birthday, me and my girlfriend because our birthdays are on the same week. The next day was my actual birthday, so this is a Saturday night, and we had to we were going to Tower of London, which I'd never gone to before, and we had to be up. And then I was like, I really like mixing like vodka with Coca-Cola or like energy drinks or Monster and stuff. And I was like, but I can't do that because I can't just be rolling around in bed all tomorrow. So what I did was drank like vodka straight with light beer, and this is the most I've drank. Like I haven't drank this much in like years now. But then like it was all going well, and I just got to a point. I think it was like 1:30, and I just conked. Like I couldn't even stand anymore. So I had to sleep on the sofa. But the good thing is, I woke up the next day and I felt like pretty much all right considering how much I drank. Compare that to like a couple of weeks ago, where I just drank like a couple sugary alcoholic drinks, and I just felt so sick the next day. Like my stomach just was dying. Um, yeah, Kavernacle Extra available on YouTube. Thanks for the promotion. Yeah, Kavernacle Extra. It's the second channel where everyone must go. All the museums are free in the UK, which is good. Because I'm going to Scotland, like I said, for a trip. I haven't been to Scotland in like 7 years. I went to Edinburgh, which is so nice. So I can't wait to go back. But we're driving around like all the historic sites, all the natural sites. I love Scotland because it looks like America. Like it looks like the border with Canada. The trees and the rock formations and stuff. It looks very, very similar. So I'm looking forward to going. And obviously the Highlands are like beautiful and stuff. Need to go to Ireland. Assassin's Creed made me want to go to Ireland a bit more. Obviously I'm from Ireland, and the last time I went was in 2019, but I haven't explored it much. Paul's in the. We got a Crowder fan in the chat. He's very mad. Very mad indeed. All right. We've been streaming for a long time. It's nearly 4:30 where I am. Have I played the game GeoGuessr? No, I haven't. I want to go to the Motherland too. Yeah, I've been to Ireland a ton. It's just I haven't really gone to the north ever, which I want to do a bit more. Were you born in Ireland? No, I wasn't born in Ireland. I was born in England. So are my parents. Unless you're talking to Katie. Yeah, all my grandparents were born and lived in Ireland. Both of my parents were born in London, so I'm like totally Irish blood. But I'm not like, I don't know, how do you describe yourself if like you're completely Irish, but like your parents were born in England and you were born in England? What does that mean? Does that mean like I'm just like third gen Irish or something? I need to get my Irish passport because of the EU stuff. Yeah, but my grandma's, my nana, we call her nana. My nana's side, her and my brothers were in the IRA in the 40s. And then my granddad, who was married to her, his relatives fought for the British Army. Then my nana's granddad fought for the IRB in South Africa against the British during the Boer War. And then my dad's mum's mum, who I met when I was a kid, my great grandma, her cousin was like one of the founding fathers of Republic of Ireland, called Sean McDermott. He like wrote the Declaration of Independence and stuff. Second gen English, I wouldn't describe it as that, because then I'd say like I'm more Irish. I don't know, because like, if my grandparents were all born in Ghana, like I'd be like completely black, and people wouldn't question if I'm from there or not. I guess it's weird when you're white, but born in like a. Imagine being Irish and respecting the royal family. Some people do. I fucking hate them. So. Later, cringe bitch. The Black Country. Do you mean is the Black Country Birmingham, or is it like past Birmingham? I don't know. Yeah, Sean McDiarmada is my great grandma's cousin. So yeah, related to him. So that's my claim to fame. And that's also actually no that's my granny's family, but her husband, my granddad, we're the kings of Leinster. He's related to the kings of Leinster. Yeah, a red leader. I'm related. Yeah, Sean McDermott, who had polio, so he couldn't fight, but he wrote the Declaration of Independence and he planned the Easter Rising. My accent is hilarious. So rude. My London accent. You have family who have songs written about them. Yeah, he was the second last person executed by the British for the Easter Rising, but and by then they didn't want him executed. He also he couldn't fight because he had polio, so he walked with a cane and stuff. I've sung about the man. Yay! Red Leaders sung about my great grandma's cousin. It's kind of cool though because I met my great grandma when I was a kid, but obviously in Irish families, like I have cousins who are like nearly 50 and I'm 25. So like, because my grandma has 10 children, so even though they were cousins, like first cousins, obviously the age difference was massive. So she died in must have been like 2001 or two, and she was like 95 or something. So she must have been born. Yeah, when he died, she must have been about like 10 or 9. So she probably did remember him. Not that, but she did remember him. But I don't think my family, found out we were related until like a couple years back. But yeah, it's cool. It was cool during the celebrations. I wore my little Easter Rising centenary pin on my jacket at uni. Not that anyone fucking noticed. Oh, cool. They killed the guy who spotted him. Red Leader, you know more about him than me. Even though I'm fucking related to him. But that's good, they got him. Yeah, so that's what I always say. Like, the British, literally, I've had my granddad's uncle died at Dunkirk for the British Army. And then my great-grandma's cousin got executed by the British. And then my other grandma's brothers were in the IRA. But yeah, no, Red Leader is pretty crazy. Obviously, I understand like why he was executed, but it's pretty mad to kill a guy who couldn't even fight because he was just really ill. He's only 33 as well. But yeah, no, it's fucked up. But founding father of Ireland wrote like a cool Declaration of Independence, planned the Easter Rising, and he didn't live to see Ireland turn into like fash adjacent like country completely dominated by the fucking Catholic Church, and then turn into some like neoliberal hellhole. Ireland is like is there a more disappointing revolution than the Irish Revolution to what Ireland actually fucking turned into? Because it's actually so disappointing. Ireland in the 30s was total fucking shit. And then Ireland, like, now is like some neoliberal fucking crap hole. So it's like the promise of the Easter Rising is just completely gone. It's worse than the American Revolution, because the American Revolution is just... The only reason people believe it's something for equality is because of, like, revisionist history. Whereas the Irish Revolution literally just was, like, anti-imperialist, more like socialist-leaning revolution. And it's got completely fucked by the people who took over. Sort of like maybe like the Iranian Revolution is quite similar in that sense. They had to prop up Connolly just to shoot him. Yeah, it's fucked up what they did. I read his last letter because there's loads of TV shows. There's one on Netflix about him. He's one of the main characters. It's called like Easter Rising or Revolution or something like that. But yeah, Ireland, very disappointing. Devil era, go fuck yourself. Yeah, Red Leader, that's a good example, I guess. Yeah, Bria, Brexit, it is good. The Republican parties it's good. The Republican Party is the second biggest in Northern Ireland, and it's good in the Republic. It's getting bigger again, thankfully. But it is shit, like, how long it has been going on. But the thing is, what makes me laugh, actually, Liberals were getting a bit of some of their knickers in a twist when infamous Mel, tweeted that the IRA were good. And then people were like, which one are you talking about? are you talking, because that really matters. And it's like, bro, it's like the original IRA like did the exact same shit the IRA in the 90s did. Like, I don't know if you understand this, that like these guys like did bombings and like shot people, like murder and stuff. Just because they like created a country doesn't mean they're different. It's very strange to me. People are like, oh, which IRA are you talking about? Are you talking about the 1910s one, or are you talking about the 1970s one? And it's like they're very, very, very similar. The only difference is everyone the IRA killed in the 1910s and 20s, all their families are pretty much moved on, or they're all dead, in terms of like they don't remember that shit anymore. It's very funny. But yeah, like the more I learn about Irish history, the more pissed off I get about Northern Ireland existing. Like, when I was younger, I didn't really used to give a shit. But when I read about, like, St. Patrick was literally like the Bishop of fucking Ulster, and like Ulster is like the seat of like Catholic power in Ireland, or it has been. And then it's like now it's part of a country that was created just to be like a Protestant dominated country. I mean, yeah, okay. The anti-treaty IRA is an important distinction. Like my grandma's brothers were in the 40s IRA, which were doing stuff like to Northern Ireland, not on a large extent, but that was just after World War Two. Whereas, yeah, like the my other family, like Sean McDermott, that's like the proper original. And also like my grandma's granddad, who fought in the fucking Irish Republican Brotherhood, but in South Africa. That's how much he fucking hated the British. He went over to fight with the Boers against the English. I got to show you. I bought from Dublin the collected works of James Connolly. Oh, nice. Is it just like is it like a modern collection, or is it like a more like I don't know, maybe screenshots or pages of his actual writings? I love all IRAs, even those that loathe each other. I mean, like, I'm also like super against violence. So like the tactics of any insurgent groups are sometimes really fucked up. Like there's been a big thing in Northern Ireland about lots of people went missing. And obviously the IRA were really brutal to collaborators. Like there's this one which is a pretty awful story. It's I think it was a Protestant woman was taken to a field and shot in the head. She had like 6 children, and I was reading some news reports. It's a family trying to campaign for justice, like find out who did it or whatever. It was the IRA who did it, but like they've never taken responsibility. But yeah, that stuff's obviously really fucked up. And I did that tweet. Remember, like it was like the Keemstar one, like Israel Palestine need listen to John Legend Imagine. I was like, Irish Protestants and Catholics need listen to Zombie by the Cranberries. Oh, thanks so much, Katie. I super appreciate it. $20. So nice of you. Everyone, Katie is like my sugar daddy in that she's always donating in the super chat. I super appreciate it. Thanks so much. I got to go now. Enjoy your trip. Yeah, thanks a lot. Hopefully, I'll see you before then in the chat at some point, because hopefully get a couple more streams in before I go. But yeah, I'm going next week, so it should be really good. But take care. Have a good rest of your week at work. If I don't speak to you on the chat. But again, thanks so much for the reoccurring donations. I super appreciate it. Yeah, my Rody video was taken down by Forgotten Weapons because I included like an 8-second clip of him talking to what's that fucking guy's name? I don't know what his name is. The guy who loves Rhodesia, so it's gone. And it's probably not coming back. And fuck Ian for doing that, basically. I reached out to him saying I'd take it down if he took the strike off. He said no. Said it wasn't in fair use. I thought it was. I think he's just manipulating his YouTube power to just censor it. Larry Vickers, there we go. You're ridiculous. Anyway, have a good rest of your week, Katie. Seriously appreciate it. 2 huge volumes recently printed. Oh, nice. I haven't heard about this. She's your Sake Tanuki. Yeah, Larry Vickers. Loki, Do you hear my accent? Do you think I'm a Democrat? Oh yeah, okay. The thing with the IRA violence is we focus too much on it, like the UVF and the fucking British Army didn't do anything. Anyway, I think I should go now because I need to eat something and then go to bed. I might play some Last of Us. But anyway, thanks so much, guys, for watching. I might do a little video on the Steven Crowder stuff tomorrow and tie it back to like the break bro shit. Everyone who's donated, I appreciate it so much. You guys are the best. Thanks so much for the chat tonight. It's been really good. We had very active audience, like loads of people. Worst bombing in the troubles of the UVF. Yeah, UVS were like worse. Obviously, because their motives are really bad as well. Mike, it is disappointing. I really like Forgotten Weapons, and now I'm just never ever gonna watch another one of his videos because I fucking hate him. But it's a shame because I told him I'm like a big fan of your channel. But he's saying he wanted to stay apolitical. I was like, if you want to stay apolitical, don't talk about Rhodesia with Larry Vickers, maybe. Yeah, I've been streaming for like what, 2.5 hours or something. The crowd is in the chat. Anyway, yeah, thanks so much, guys. Really fun stream tonight. Actually, I've been really up for this. Yeah, Thursday after midnight my time. Who fucking knows when that will be? I will stream on Thursday, even though I am going to be making a video for when I go away. But yeah, appreciate all the support donations. Kavernacle Extra for the second channel. It's a stream archive channel, and tomorrow we might have a video about Crowder. Oh my god, Gia, that's so nice of you. Another $20. I got my sugar daddies, Gia and Katie, in the chat, and Cyrus and some other people. Now, Gia, I appreciate that so much. So nice of you. Appreciate everyone doing the super chats. Yeah, screw Forgotten Weapons, exactly. Yeah, Gia, Katie, thanks so much. Very nice of you. Everyone's support has been great tonight. Mike, I'm gonna upload another Roadie Boo video one day. Yes, man, he just striked my channel because I had a clip of him in my Forgotten Weapon in the Roadie Boo thing. So yeah, that sucked. Affects my channel. He wouldn't remove it. Anyway, that's it for tonight. Thanks so much, Gia. The last donation of the night. Appreciate everyone's support. Fun chat. Yeah, Forgotten Weapons. Yeah, okay. He striked my channel because I had a 10-second clip of him and Larry Vickers talking about the Rhodesian foul. That's pretty much it. He said it wasn't fair use. So that's, yeah, in my mind it's bullshit. And a piss take. But it is what it is. Anyway, thanks so much, guys. See you on Thursday or see you tomorrow. My sugar mum is yet Spooky Kitty. Appreciate all the patrons as well, as usual. All right, I'm actually going to go now. All right, see you guys later. Thanks so much again, Gia.